All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And one of the things that's very, very important is that we actually fight back against these people because they do nothing good, but we actually need to fight back against them because if we don't fight back against them, then who will? No one will. So us people that actually know what's going on in education need to do something about it because what they're doing is terrible. But I have 7 ways that we can fight back against these people, and I think that these ways could work pretty well. So number 1, this is pretty obvious, but just speak up, say something, because we've seen how a lot of these teachers will just cave automatically once you start to speak up. There's this one video, I'll put it in the link in the description of this video, but this mom saw that her son got kicked out of class. Her 10-year-old son got kicked out of class just for saying that he admired Trump. When she called the teacher just caved automatically. He lied, and she just eroded his argument so much to the point that he was probably extremely embarrassed. So you just need to speak up, tell these teachers, no, this is what we're doing. You're supposed to teach my kids. Stop talking about all this Marxist stuff. We are here to learn what is true. Number 2, take your kids out of school. Just take them out of school directly, because as you take more and more kids out of these schools into homeschools, micro schools, charter schools, these teachers are going to get demoralized because they're seeing that so many of their students are just being taken out of these schools, and maybe they'll start to realize that maybe they're doing something wrong. Probably not, but that would be something good to see. But like I said, they probably won't even notice that they are doing something wrong until they have no students in their class, which probably will not happen, but we can try. Number 3, this piggybacks off of number 2, is just to join a micro school or homeschool, because if you do that, then that's how you support these micro schools. Homeschooling is really just making sure that you are teaching your child on your own and making sure that they are learning the principles and ethics that you want them to know, and making sure that they know the history that is important to you and the history that you think will be important to them over time, and making sure that they are taught right. You can also do this in micro schools, which I had someone asking me, well, how can we support these micro schools? And I'd say that the best way to support micro schools, because I do not believe that you can donate to them, but the best way that you can support them is to join a micro school. Have your kid join a micro school, because doing that not only supports them because you're giving them your money, but because these teachers actually want to teach, and these teachers are good teachers. I've had many teachers that were actually good, and not only were they getting money, which supported them, but they actually loved teaching, which is another part of everything. And this is how it supports them, is that they love to do it. So it's very, very helpful to them. And then, like I said, with homeschooling, you're teaching them on your own and making sure that in the future your child will know what is right and what is wrong, and he or she will have proper principles in their life that can hold them up. So you can also donate to foundations focused on school choice, because school choice is how we get rid of a lot of these schools, because the second we get school choice, that's the second hundreds of schools die, pretty much, because as soon as you do that, then you're just gonna have a mass exodus of kids from terrible public schools to actual good schools. So a foundation that you can support is Reason Foundation, and actually Corey DeAngelis. If you guys don't know who that is, go check him out on Twitter at DeAngelis Corey. And Corey DeAngelis is an expert on school choice. He is just amazing at his job. He is the director of school choice at Reason Foundation. So if you would like to support Reason Foundation, I will have this donate page in the description down below. You can go check it out. You can donate anywhere from $50 to $10,000, which, I mean, I don't think we'll donate more than $250, maybe not even $100, but supporting them in small ways can be very, very helpful, because anyone who chases after accomplishing school choice is someone that we need in the fight. So go check out Corey DeAngelis in the description down below, as well as Reason Foundation. Number 5, get your friends and family to take their kids out of school, because the fact is that the more kids we get out of these schools, the better. The better the future will be. Because right now, all these kids are learning. I mean, you guys have seen, and if you haven't, go check out my other videos. You guys have seen how crazy these teachers are, that they specifically take time out of their day, out of the kids' days where they should be learning either math or science or English. Instead of teaching that, the teachers will take time to talk about pronouns, what pronouns you should use, or climate deniers, or what their favorite politicians are, such as, that's what my math teacher did. My science teacher started talking about climate change deniers, and my English teacher started talking about some ridiculous stuff. They've all done it. And even my business teachers talked about basically how he doesn't like capitalism, which is one of the strangest things I've ever heard, is a business teacher not liking capitalism. But that's the whole point. They have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're doing. They were improperly educated as well, but now they have come into the position of teachers and they have no idea what they're teaching. So it's a ripple effect of bad education. I don't even know if you could call it education really, because it's that terrible. So if you want to support someone else by donating, support the Cato Institute. And Corey DeAngelis also works with the Cato Institute. So from the Cato Institute, it says, sponsorship is one way you can defend in a concrete way America's heritage of individual liberty, free markets, and constitutionally limited government. Cato depends solely on tax-deductible contributions from sponsors who share our commitment to a free, prosperous society. When you support the Cato Institute, you are not just a contributor, you are a colleague. You'll have access to the latest Cato publications, reports, newsletters, and invitations to Cato events. You aren't merely supporting our mission, you become a part of Cato. So if you would like to support that, the link will be in the description down below. I personally like any institution that actually upholds individual liberties, and I support anyone that wants to limit the government in any way, because I think that those people generally have very concrete principles that lead them through life, and they're generally good people. Number 7. Now, I think that this one is probably one of the best ones in here, because this will really make the teachers mad. Teach your kids to be what their teachers are not. What does this mean? Well, it means teach your kids to not be like your teachers. The best quote to represent this is from Marcus Aurelius, who said, "The best revenge is to be not like your enemy." Because these teachers are our enemies right now. They are enemies, whether they know it or not. They're actively against the American people. No matter what your political beliefs are, they're actively against you, because if they're supposed to be teaching your kids, but they're not doing that, and they're indoctrinating them into a idiotic ideology that helps literally no one, and an ideology that has only killed millions of people, such as through communism in China or Russia or Nazi Germany, because they had a very similar ideology. There's millions of bodies that are just holding up this ideology, yet no one knows it, and these teachers are actively promoting it. So teach your kids to not be like them. Teach your kids to have strong principles. Now, you can make up those principles. You can tell them, these are our principles, these are our ethics, this is what our family is built on. And I'm going to help you lead a life where you use these principles, these ethics, to get you through life, and to not be like these incredibly weak people that have no principles, that have no ethics, and rely solely on a terrible, terrible ideology to hold them up through life. I also have a video on ethics and how it was banned from public schools in the 1960s, and that'll be in the description down below if you want to check that out. It's actually crazy to me that it was banned in the 1960s, ethics was banned in the 1960s, because this has shown how education has gone downhill a lot. So instilling ethics and principles into your child is extremely important, because so many of our teachers do not have principles, do not have ethics, do not have strong ideals to hold them up. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn notifications on, and share. Thank you guys so much for watching.